I want to be extraordinarily honest. I want more than one party. I want there to be several parties. In fact, I think a duopoly is likely just a bit better than a monopoly of parties. In other words, I want a Democratic Party, I want a Republican Party, I want a Progressive Party, I want a Libertarian Party, I want a Green Party. I want all these parties having equal access to the platform, equal access to the Senate, equal access to all the houses of Congress and around the country. Because I think that's how you get the best ideas. I think my ideas are great. You think your ideas are great. Let's put them together and see what we can take the greatness out of each of them and come out with something better. But we got to start somewhere. And the problem in America right now is we are not leading on to several parties. What we're doing is having a decline in parties, actually in both parties. But of course, it's more drastic in the Republican Party. If you look at the Democratic Party with the progressives and the centrists, I think they really belong in two different parties. I think I belong in a party that's a progressive party, but the machination, the instrumentation, the logistic isn't there built in for that. And that is what we should be striving for, a multi-party system where it forces then everybody to build alliances of every kind. But anyhow, Chuck Todd presented something that I thought was worth mentioning because it shows a decline. When I say the party is declining, it shows a decline of the Republican Party. Check this out.
In the week since the January insurrection at the Capitol, there have been a raft of stories about voters across the country leaving the Republican Party. And that's led to questions about whether the party itself is shrinking nationally. Look, we don't know that for sure, but we do have a sense in a few battleground states. Let's just take a look. Just in January, close to 8,000 Republicans in North Carolina left the party. In Arizona, 9,000 left the party. And check this out. More than 12,000 Republicans in Pennsylvania, all in only a month, have left the party. But it's more than just January 6th. This trend has been a long time in the making, and it is part of a bigger political realignment. We took some data from our NBC News poll from 2010 and 2020 to look at the profiles of the two major parties over that decade time period. Since 2010, you'll see this not being a surprise, the percentage of self-identified Democrats without a college degree has declined by 7 points, while the percentage of those with a college degree has grown by 6 points. On the other side of the aisle, it's essentially a story in reverse. The percentage without education beyond high school has climbed by 7 points, despite the fact that there are fewer of those actual voters in total now than there were in 2010. And the percentage with at least a college degree among Republicans has declined by 5 points. And we see changes in the gender gap as well. Democrats have long been a party where women outnumber men, but the difference has grown. Check this out. In the last decade, self-identified Democrats have gone from 58% female, 42% male in 2010, double-digit difference, to look at this, 61% of the party is now female, and only 39% is male in 2020. And self-identified Republicans, which were once evenly split between the two genders in 2010, they've become decidedly more male. In fact, in 2020, the self-identified Republicans were 46% female versus 54% male. And remember, there are more women than men overall. So together, all these shifts mean Republicans are facing a challenge. The more the party becomes the party of Trump, the more it draws from a shrinking population of people without a college degree and men instead of women. In other words, it's grabbing a larger share of a smaller pie.
Interestingly, we take a look at Steve Schmidt, one of the strategists, the Republican strategists, that simply had to bolt from the party because he realizes that there was only one party in America right now that stood for democracy. But the truth is, Steve Schmidt, great guy, but very conservative. He's not a good fit for the Democratic Party in as much as he is now a part of the Democratic Party. And people say, oh, we have a big tent. Yes, you have a big tent. But what happens with a big tent is you still have everybody coalescing onto something that doesn't necessarily make the most sense. So I could see Steve Schmidt in a real conservative party with conservative ideas, and I could see others that really feel they don't belong in a centrist party with somebody with a Manchin from West Virginia sitting down and saying, I want to be in a a progressive democratic socialist party or something of that nature. We need more parties. We need more people coming up with ideas to come out with solutions. Your thoughts on that? We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.